All right, boys, in today's video I'm going to answer the most frequently asked question I get in my comments, which is how do you build these new characters? Okay, I'm going to tell you it from a casual perspective. If you don't play a lot, you come on when the game is hype, you play for a couple of weeks, you grind a bit because it's fun, and then you don't play for a couple months again, you know, which is, I think, the best way to play this game, honestly. Maybe, I don't know, you should still log in daily, do your dailies, and then like that's it, just because you'll have like 5,000 gems by the end of the year if you do it. But regardless, I'm going to cover it for those people. I'm going to cover it for people that play a lot. I'm going to cover it for if you're only PvE, if you're only PvP guy, whatever, right? The answer is fairly straightforward, as it is of almost every other unit, but let's get into it. If you are looking to build Sanjin Wu, your best bet, in my opinion, is making an HP set, because this guy's really strong and he's going to be meta for a long time, and he's going to be really useful in a bunch of other content because of the way that his damage ticks twice. If you're watching this video, you're not someone that has 20 million box CC, so you probably need all the CC you can get in content like Heroes Arena, right? And if you want to grind gear PvP because you want the top 100 boxes, or you want to grind out like coins for something, right? Then HP is going to be the best, right? His passive does synergize with HP as well, because 8% of his HP, he deals as damage to all opponents. A lot of times, in a bunch of different team setups, this guy is mainly utility unit as well. So all you do is you just like use him as an infect bot, he levels up, and then he does damage eventually near the end, right? When they've all used up all their bursts and all their like starting cards, and they have to rely on top draws. You, as Sanjin Wu, who's just been using utility cards and leveling up slowly, now any card you pull is going to be super devastating. So just having HP is fine because he gets so many stats anyway. If you're someone that cares about box CC, you also want HP. If you're someone that cares about only wanting to do one set on a character, which I assume is a lot of people, I would also just do HP. When I say HP, I mean 4 pieces of HP and 2 pieces of defense. It doesn't really matter where you put them, but I would suggest putting defense pieces in the middle because it's a 2-piece, so it's easily switch out. Like you can easily switch it out for like a rare like crit defense one or crit resistance one if you want to do some specific content, right, that people like recommend you to do. So I would say HP for this guy is the default answer, because even if you don't play geared, you probably want to do Heroes Arena, right? You probably want to do some other content, and the HP is a safe bet. It's always good. Okay, what if you know? And if you do need a second gear set, you just make a second gear set and you make that attack set. But I think if you were just to give him one set, HP is the safest bet, right? He sort of scales of HP, not really, but he has HP bonuses. And HP is the highest CC, right? If you don't know the HP, the CC formula is 80%, is 100% of attack, 80% of defense, 20% of HP. 20% of HP right here is 40k. Both of these combined is not doing what HP is giving him, CC-wise, right? HP gives you the most CC by far. So HP defense is the safest bet for this guy. I would just go HP defense. Okay, you can make an attack set. I've made an attack set for this guy, right? It's good, it's fun. If you do stuff like dogs, right? You do like dog content, or you do maybe this guy works in red. Probably not though. I don't want to use him in red. Like, it sounds stinky. But in like future PvE content, just like general PvE content as well, then attack is fine, but I feel like for most content, HP is going to be just as good, if not better, and much easier to run because you will have more CC, right? So I would go, and if you're only making the one set HP, but I would also recommend making 2 sets for him, because sometimes you just want to dish out a bunch of damage. It's more of a luxury thing. I know I'm going to be using HP for him 90% of the time, so if you don't want to make a second set, you really don't have to. There's some characters that really want 2 sets, like Lancer wants 2 sets, and you want to have an HP set, you want to have an attack set, because there's very different ways to play him. But on this guy, only HP is completely fine. Cha is a character who I have HP on everyone, by the way. If you don't care about anything else, I have HP on everyone. She's a character that's very heavily scaling of crit damage and damage dealt on her cards. She doesn't get much attack from her, anything like her passive or anything. It's a bunch of just, she gets crit damage, she gets damage dealt. Okay, so if you do give her an attack set, the damage difference is going to be crazy, because giving someone going from 0% increased attack to 20% increased attack is a lot. Right, it's a lot more than going from like 500% crit damage to 550% crit damage, right? That's like a tiny jump. But going from 0% attack increase to 20%, that's crazy, because that multiplies everything else you get. So if you wanted to get the biggest numbers, you would go attack. And I also would recommend for most people to make attack gear on her. The reason I have HP is because for me, the damage wise, because of my account, she's gonna do enough damage no matter what. And even if you are a weaker count, she's going to do enough damage in PvP no matter what, if you ever set up the right way and you attack when you need to attack with her, which is when she has a sword and a bunch of stacks. But I think attack is safer. It's easier to play. You'll have less CC, which is fine. Like, all these guys' CC is pretty high, right? Like, she's at 73k right now. Well, I have outfits and everything, right? So it's different. I haven't maxed them out yet, and I don't have the free one that you can only get after 5 days of logging in. So I'm literally like time gated on this one. But her CC is good. All their CC is good, right? So I wouldn't worry about that too much. But I think you're gonna use her a lot more in PvE than you are in PvP. And in PvP, most of you guys play ungeared anyway, because that's where the gems are, right? There's no reason to play geared PvP. So I think attack is going. If you're gonna make one set for her, I would make an attack set, because in PvE, if you run her in like Deer or something, or you run her in Nidhogg, you run her in well, Nidhogg, I don't know, but you run like Skull and Hadi, or any future difficult event, or Demon King, which I'm gonna record later, I think. She's very strong. Like, her damage ceiling is really high. But then you also ask yourself the question, is a lot of PvE content just has damage cap, so do you need that much damage? Do you need the attack set to do that much damage? And the answer is probably no. But she also doesn't take damage from AoEs, so like her HP being lower, like her being squishier is fine. In like Heroes Arena, if you have like a Ghost second setup and you have like an auto Tonya, you have like a Muslin on the team, or you have Beru on the team, she can't get hit that way, right? So I think attack is probably fine. If I was a casual-ish player, I'm only making one set for her, I'm probably making an attack set. I think attack is probably better for her. You can go with either or. If you are, the weaker you are, the more I would recommend attack. If you're like 12 million bucks CC plus, I'll probably start gravitating more towards HP though. If you're someone that cares about Heroes Arena and stuff, it's easier if you go first, right? It's so much easier if you go first. So if you just want the CC and still have good damage, because she'll still have great damage, I would go HP, right? Which is HP defense, right? When I say attack, I mean attack with 2 crit damage pieces, right? Which you can also do defense for the same pieces, but crit damage is like, it's just like 1% more damage, so we just do that, right? Beru, same thing. HP defense is a safe play. If you're making one set, make HP. I think attack is going to be really fun on him, but he gets so many different ways of getting damage, attack rate stats, crit damage. He gets basic stats from his like actual just like claw card right here. His ult gives him 50% attack rate stats, even at rank 1, I'm pretty sure. So like this all is completely fine. And the thing is, he revives, right? If you have red tab on him, even if you're 1-6, he's gonna revive to full HP most of the time, unless he's infected, in which case he doesn't heal even if you're 186 or 6-6. Okay, good, I have to double check. Okay, but I think even then HP is the safest bet. Like, attack technically could be a really good greedy option, right? Because he does revive and it doesn't really matter. But if it's really easy to kill him, right? If he doesn't have any sort of HP like extra increase, then it might be too easy to kill him, and then they'll go through the revives quicker than you'd want to, and then he kind of becomes useless. In PvP, this guy's a king, and he will hit damage cap with no gear, so attack doesn't do much for him. So for him, I would also just go HP defense. I think it's the safest play. It's the best you can probably get. Yeah. Also, usually I do these videos, I explain it in 2 minutes, and then I just play PvP with the team. This time, because there's so many new players, I try to talk a bit more about it to hopefully give you a better view of it, because I never got so many questions about gear. Never. Usually gear is quite obvious to people. Usually, like no shade, the YouTubers that make the videos, they're just yapping too, right? Like, they were amazing when they make the video, especially amazing. These guys are just yapping. Okay, if you play Grand Cross for like a while, and I mean like a short while, you know how to gear units. You don't ask. If you're someone that comes on and off, obviously you'll ask for gear, because you're like, okay, you know, especially because in other games gear matters, right? Other gear games, it's like, you know, you play like Star Rail or something, and your artifact matters. There's a bunch more to it than just, yeah, get the basic sets up, y'all. There's more than just that. There's like, there's speed, there's crit rate, there's crit damage you actually want to like balance, you have to like, roll for. There's different sets and stuff. In Grand Cross, very simple. You go to basic stats, you guarantee them anyway with anvils for the rolls, and then the set's really simple. There's not much, right? But essentially you can go HP defense on all of them. I think it'd be completely fine. And if you're someone that's like more casual and you just want to see bigger damage numbers and you in some sort of content, right, then attack is fine. But for the most, if I'm only making one set, I think no matter what type of player I am, I'm making an HP set first. But that's gonna be it for me. You let me know what you think. I think Beru and Cha can both benefit from attack because you can both play greedily with both of them, but HP is better. In most cases, in most practical cases, it's better because in PvP you want HP defense because you want to go first. In PvE, you don't care about HP defense or attack really because both of them will hit damage cap, so you'd rather just have the more health. So that's it. Yeah, and Heroes Arena HP is better most of the time unless you can afford the attack and still go first. But that's an account to count based thing, so if you have higher CC you probably can make more sets anyway. But if you can only make one, HP. Good job.